Hey everybody, my name is Morgan. I use the pronouns she, her, hers, and I'm a senior.
Hi, my name is Jackson. I am a senior and I use the pronouns he, him, and his.
Oops, I was muted. Hi, everyone. My name is Teddy Holt, and I use the pronouns they, them, or he, him, and I'm a junior.
Welcome to your life at Mac, everyone. The three of us are your student orientation coordinators, and we've spent the last 2 months designing a online orientation program for you all, and we're so excited to finally see your faces moving into campus and your little voices and names in the chat. And it's just such an excellent reminder of why we're doing all of this. So many of you have already experienced a move-in unlike any other, and you're about to experience a school year unlike any other. But orientation, our goal is still the same. We want you to meet new friends, find out resources that'll help you while you're on campus, get situated, and start to feel like you're a member of the Macalester community. Even though we're all experiencing these novel circumstances together, like every incoming student from years past, you'll be meeting new friends, and you'll be seeing new places, and you'll be having new experiences. We're all navigating this unprecedented time together, but we still want you to find your place in the Macalester community. And we hope that through orientation and through interaction with current students, you can find a way to do so. We're so excited to welcome you to our community, and we hope that you know how valued you already are.
If you have any technical difficulties with this session, please use the chat feature to send us a message directly so that we can assist you. You can message Macalester College directly for assistance. This program is also being live captioned. If you click the CC at the bottom of the Zoom window, you will be able to access captions, turn them on, and turn them off. We will be using this chat feature to send you additional information and resources. If you would like to view this session after we conclude today, we will have a recording available on the orientation webpage at macalester.edu/orientation.
Before we continue further, we would like to center our program today with a land acknowledgement. We would like to take a moment to honor the fact that we are on Dakota land. This is the ancestral homeland of the Dakota people who were forcibly exiled from the land because of aggressive and persistent settler colonialism. We make this acknowledgement to honor the Dakota people, ancestors, and descendants, as well as the land itself. For those of us who are located elsewhere, we ask that you, too, take a moment to honor the land you are on and the indigenous people to whom it belongs. If you are in North America, South America, Australia, or certain other parts of the world, you can find out whose land you are on by going to native-land.ca. If you are in North America, you can also find out whose land you're on by texting your location to 907-312-5085. We'll send that information in the chat as well. Our program today will include remarks from Jeff Allen, our Vice President for Admissions and Financial Aid, Donna Lee, our Vice President for Student Affairs, and Lori Adamson, our Director of Student Leadership and Engagement, as well as statements from our orientation leaders. Without further ado, I will pass the mic to Vice President Jeff Allen.
Good morning and welcome, new first year and transfer students. Whether you are on campus or 1,000 miles away, it is wonderful to welcome you to your Macalester experience. My name is Jeff Allen. I am the Vice President for Admissions and Financial Aid, and I use he, him, his pronouns. Now, in some ways, we in admissions feel as if we know you from the stories you shared with us in your admission applications. You've been through a lot in your journey to Macalester, both before and during the pandemic. You have experienced highs and lows, times of exceptional happiness, and moments of great sadness. While reading your applications, we raised our eyebrows in admiration of your accomplishments. We laughed out loud, we smiled, we cried, we grooved to your music, thought differently about the world after seeing your art, and were inspired by your activism. We worried about, and with you, we agreed with your rage and frustration, and occasionally we wanted to debate with you on a particular point or perspective. In short, we wanted you to be Macalester community members because you already exhibit all the qualities and more of MAC community members, past and present. And now we have the pleasure of introducing you to the rest of the Macalester community, to your community. So here's a bit of information about you. This fall, we welcome 549 new first-year students and 20 transfer students. 13% of new students are international students. With US dual citizens, 22% of new students are citizens of a country other than the United States. 54 countries around the world are represented among you, and 36 languages are spoken in your homes. 18% of new students are first-generation college students. You will be the first in your families to graduate from college 4 short years from now. 14% of new students are student athletes committed to competition on fields and courts and collaboration in the classroom, and maybe a little bit of competition there too. 41% of US students identify as students of color, and 44 states are represented among you, as well as the District of Columbia and Guam. And I'm proud to say, as a native Minnesotan, that Minnesota is also well represented among you. 71 students are from the state of Minnesota. Additionally, and very importantly, we have one new student whose first name is Robert, and one new student whose last name is Zimmerman. Welcome to you both. Because, fun fact, did you know that Robert Zimmerman is the birth name of Bob Dylan, who was, of course, born in this state? So by my very questionable logic, Bob Dylan is now a permanent member of the MAC community, and the times they are a-changin'. From what we observe in admissions, you are a cohort of action verbs. You have coordinated, orchestrated, and organized. You have designed, engineered, and pioneered. You have clarified, influenced, simplified, streamlined, strengthened, and transformed. And you have analyzed, advised, advocated, educated, evaluated, investigated, quantified, and resolved. All these actions led you to this college at this point in time. And now the spectacular thing about college, and specifically this one, the best liberal arts college in the entire world, is that no matter where you are from, no matter what you have accomplished to date, no matter who you are right now in this specific moment, in a way, all of that doesn't matter, for you decide what happens next. If you want your college experience to become a better version of your present self, awesome. If you want your college experience to be one of experimentation and personal change, fantastic. And if you thought you wanted to study biology, but instead fall in love with the questions of philosophy, I invite you to become another action verb and philosophize. You decide what happens next. And the best part of my job is not helping in some small way to bring you into the community, but observing what happens next. Welcome to all new students. Now, in your time at MAC, you will meet many Macalester community members who will ask much of you, who will inspire you, who will support you. And among the best is the person I have the privilege of introducing next, my friend, my colleague, and Macalester's Vice President for Student Affairs, Donna Lee. Donna.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you so much. And welcome, class of 2024 and all new students. Welcome to Macalester. Whether you're here in St. Paul, sitting in your residence hall, sitting at home outside of Minnesota, or you're outside of the United States, I bring you greetings from my dining room in St. Paul, where I'm joined by my coworker, Nigel the Poodle. I am Donna Lee. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and it is indeed my privilege and honor to serve as the Vice President for Student Affairs here at Macalester. I do want to give a special shout out to our phenomenal student leaders, our orientation coordinators, Morgan, Jackson, Teddy, our orientation leaders, the RAs. All of these folks have worked incredibly hard and poured their hearts into creating for you a move-in process and orientation experience that is the best it could be to support your transition to the Macalester community. Big love to each of these students. I also bring you greetings from over 100 staff who make up the Division of Student Affairs, educators and professionals who have worked tirelessly over these past several months to ensure that your experience could be as engaging and dynamic as possible. If you look at the in the chat, you'll see a link to our website, and I do encourage you to take a peek through there. Whether you are learning remotely or on campus, physically distanced, of course, we remain committed to providing the best possible experience. At Macalester, we view that the learning that happens outside of your classes is just as valuable as the learning that will happen in your class. I'm talking student organization involvement, athletics, leadership development, career exploration, community engagement, the list goes on. All of these are intentional experiences, both remote and on campus, that will allow you to reflect, find meaning, learn more about yourself, and learn more about others. And then when you combine this out of class experience, these co-curricular experiences with your classes, what you will find is that these are the very things that will move you in a direction that will allow you to find your purpose and direction in life. Those things that are going to allow you to find, raise, and place your voice at Macalester, in the community, and in the world. Now, there's no question that you're embarking upon this journey at Macalester at a critical moment in history as we navigate in a global health pandemic. A pandemic that is, in actuality, twofold. For not only are we dealing with guarding our own health and safety and those of our loved ones against the coronavirus, we're also facing the persistence, pain, trauma, and violence of racism, anti-Blackness, white supremacy. And so what should an education at a college like Macalester mean at such a moment? I would assert that a college like Macalester, with a mission for internationalism, multiculturalism, service to society, is even more relevant, and the mission even more urgent. And while I believe that this mission is indeed compelling and relevant, I'm reminded of the words of Malik Mays, class of 2020, and former president of MCSG. He shared, "We are perfectly imperfect at MAC. We are not immune to the ills of society. We have a lot of work to do, and we are committed to doing that work. And our expectation is that you commit to that work too. We are a diverse learning environment by design. We believe that only by working and living and learning with and from people who see the world from different perspectives can we truly fulfill our mission. I want all of you to know that you're here because we wanted you, all who you are and all that you bring. Each of you belong here. Do not ever doubt that. Know that you are valued and that you are of tremendous value to this community. On this journey, take the time to develop an understanding of yourself, who you are, your history, identity, your strengths and limitations. Gaining this clear self-awareness will provide the foundation for all other learning. On this journey, know that some of the most provocative and important learning you will encounter over your time here will not come from a faculty or staff member, or even from a text or a class assignment. They're going to come from each of you. Many of the new ideas and perspectives that you will come to embrace will be the result of your interactions with one another. And so on this journey, don't be silent. Use your voice, but at the same time, be sure to also listen. Move through this journey with your heart open and your spirit free to be moved. Allow yourself to learn from other people's stories. Allow yourself to see the world through different eyes. Allow yourself to share your own story and share it with dignity, grace, and humility. This requires all of us to work with courage and generosity. This requires that we are willing to meaningfully engage with one another, be open to the ideas and perspectives, and as we learn new truths, be open to growth and change. This is that learning that goes beyond pure academics. This is that learning that leads to those skills that are critical human capacities. On this journey, be kind, compassionate, empathetic, but move down your path authentically and without apology. On this journey, do the work to ensure that you are healthy and whole. This means taking care of yourself, taking time to breathe, to rest, to laugh, to pursue those things that bring you joy and nourish your soul. On your journey, if you are struggling and feel you are losing your way, do not be afraid to ask for help. We sometimes get in our own way when we think that asking for help is a sign of weakness, but asking for help is instead a sign of strength and wisdom. So again, I'm going to call your attention to the link in the chat of the Student Affairs Division. There you're going to find the resources, services, programs, and more important, the people available and willing to help and support you on this journey. But in this process, we expect for you to partner with us. We each have a shared responsibility for our Macalester community. Each of you will be expected to be a contributing member. So what does it mean to be a contributing member? Being a contributing member requires that you respect yourself. That's the foundation for all forms of respect. Respect for others, respect for all things. Being a contributing member means understanding that it's not enough to be against racism or any other form of bigotry and hatred, but I call out racism, anti-Blackness, white supremacy specifically. Each of us is responsible for actively doing something about it, raising our own consciousness about race and racism, and speaking out when we see racism played out in our community. Being a contributing member means that you each will do your part in taking care of yourself and one another. Being a contributing member is wearing your mask and staying physically distant from each other. And as you make this transition to the Macalester community, my sincere hope that you will soon come to realize that this place is home, a community of love and support, one that will challenge you, yes, but one that will also support you and help you grow in ways you can only imagine now. And so I say again, welcome class of 2024 and all other new students. Welcome to our beloved community. Each one of you now is an important part of the fabric that makes up Macalester College. Today your journey begins. It is now my pleasure to introduce you to the fabulous Lori Adamson, Director of the Office of Student Leadership and Engagement.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Macalester. We're so excited to have you here as a part of our campus community. My name is Lori Adamson. I use the pronouns she, her, and hers, and I'm the Director in Student Leadership and Engagement. This session serves as your official kickoff to our orientation program. And orientation is designed to aid you in your transition to college life and more specifically life at Macalester. I'd like to take a few moments to recognize that orientation is just a singular event, but your transition is an ongoing process and by no means ends at the conclusion of orientation. Instead, our hope is that through orientation, we will equip you with the knowledge, connections, and confidence to begin your journey here. Orientation is the springboard to your Macalester experience. The orientation program is intentionally designed to be an immersive experience for you to become familiarized with our community, our expectations, our values, and resources that will support you in your transition to college life. There are some core components in the orientation program that you will take part in over the course of the next 5 days that I'd like to briefly review with you now. First is your Scottish House meetings. All new students have been divided into orientation groups based on first-year courses or by their status as a transfer student into small groups called Scottish Houses. Each house is made up of 12 to 20 new students and is led by 2 returning students, our amazing and outstanding orientation leaders. Some of them I'm sure are watching now and will give their house a shout out in the chat. Houses will meet virtually via Zoom over the next 5 days in a variety of ways to engage you with your peers. Over the course of orientation, you'll have a chance to meet with your orientation group in 5 gatherings. The Scottish House meetings are interactive and engaging and will allow you to learn about Macalester, orient you to our community, and as well provide an opportunity for you to get to know other members and peers of your class. Through guided conversations, facilitated dialogues, you'll have a variety of ways to engage with one another. The next core component of orientation is through one-on-one meetings with your orientation leaders. OLs will be offering one-on-one meetings to help you to get to know one another, to make space for your individualized questions and concerns to be addressed. I encourage you to take advantage of this opportunity and hear firsthand from a student who has experienced Macalester and has been in your shoes. Next is the This Matters at Mac video series. This video series highlights the values and practices that are most important to our community. You have been required to watch them in preparation for your Scottish House meetings. So if you have not yet watched those videos, please log on to the orientation website and watch them prior to tomorrow, Saturday, August 29th. These videos will be discussed with your OLs in your Scottish House meetings that take place throughout the week. Through these core components of orientation and further supplemental programming like social events and identity-based gatherings, we hope that by the end of new student orientation, you will establish a sense of belonging with your peers, with OLs, with staff and faculty, and the community as a whole. You are a part of our community now, and we want orientation to serve as a place where you begin to understand that you matter and belong here at MAC. You'll also learn to familiarize yourself with campus, navigating the people, places, and things you need to know to get started. You'll be able to identify support resources. There are a lot of folks on campus here to support you in your journey, from learning about the physical and mental health resources available to you to connecting with academic resources. You'll have an opportunity to learn about all the things that are set up to support you in your time at MAC. You'll also learn some of the core values of our community and begin to engage in conversation around these values. Again, through the This Matters at MAC video series, we will highlight and provide spaces to engage in reflection and conversation around our values. You will understand academic expectations. Through guided conversations with your OLs, you'll discuss the main reason you're all here, for your education. A rigorous academic life is a cornerstone of the Macalester experience, and we want you to feel prepared for your first day of classes next week. And for those of you who are joining us on campus, you'll understand what is expected of you as a residential member of your community. You'll have an opportunity to connect with your fellow residents, already beginning last night with your floor meetings, and the residential life staff is here to support you as you begin conversations about what it means to live in a shared community. I want to remind you that your participation orientation is expected. The orientation schedule with all Zoom links are posted on our website, and they list the sessions that you are required to attend, as well as additional opportunities and programmings for you to engage with your new community. To give you a slice of what you can expect today, you'll have your first meeting with your Scottish House at 2 p.m., and you'll have a required webinar at 4:30 p.m., all in Central Time, to discuss community health and safety. I want to remind you that you'll get out of orientation what you put in. I strongly encourage you to get engaged and attend as many programs as you can. Tonight, you'll have a chance to build relationships with your peers through some of the social programming that we have planned every night of orientation, beginning tonight with MAC Trivia, starting at 8 p.m. As Jackson mentioned, we'll have recordings of all of our large sessions, and they'll be available to view on our orientation website. If you have questions, concerns, comments, or anything that you might need help with over the next few days, feel free to email us anytime at orientation@macalester.edu. We are so excited to have you a part of our MAC family. Welcome and best of luck to you on your new journey here at MAC. I will now turn it back to our student orientation coordinators to lead us in our closing activity.
A concept we often talk about at Macalester is imposter syndrome. As we arrived, many of us wondered if we fit in. What if we didn't belong, didn't deserve to be here, wouldn't find a home in this new place? These concerns are, first, valid, but we also want to stress that you do belong, you do deserve to be a student here, and you will find your home in this community. One of the core values of Macalester is that we strive to create an environment that honors and respects people's identities, experiences, and backgrounds. However you choose to participate and however you choose to be present, there will be people and places encouraging you to live your truest self in your fullest life, one that is worthy, more than worthy, of being a Macalester student. And In return, we ask you, as new members of the Macalester community, to show that same honor and respect for your peers, staff, and faculty. So now we will give you an opportunity to model that behavior with us today. For the final piece of this program, Morgan, Teddy, and I will be reading statements written by your orientation leaders. These statements are meant to convey the broad range of experiences and identities that are represented at Macalester. You may hear about an experience or identity similar to your own in these statements, and you may hear about an experience and an identity that you did not expect. As we read their words, we ask you to respect and appreciate what they chose to share with you today. After the statements have been read and the program has been concluded, you may need support. Feel free to reach out to any of the orientation staff on your screen today or to your orientation leaders who have been in contact with you.
Sarah, I didn't know how to do laundry before college. Betsy, I'm the oldest of 3 siblings, and it's still hard for me to know that I'm missing out on seeing my brother and sister grow up. Madeline, I miss my cats more than I miss my hometown. Audrey, I wish I was better at speaking up and articulating my thoughts in class discussions. Ayla, even though I have done well academically at Mac, I still often feel like I am not smart enough to be here. Andrea, I considered leaving campus for a year when classes went online. Lexi, I am so grateful to be back on campus. Ian, I have struggled with my identity as biracial in the past because I know that I look predominantly white. Carter, I have a hard time answering the question, where are you from? Serena, being at Mac has helped me unlearn the norms I was raised with in rural conservative America. For example, it turns out I'm not straight.
Alex, unpopular opinion, my dorm room beds are the best I've ever slept on. Sarah, I really truly love the cold and snow in Minnesota. Annie, I miss my grandma's homemade carrot cake. Julia, I met my sophomore year roommate, who is still one of my good friends, in Cafe Mac during orientation. Carly, freshman year, I'd never been to campus until the first day of orientation, and I loved everything about it. Thomas, I made most of my close friends through extracurriculars and student orgs. Jasmine, I didn't feel like I had a consistent friend group until my second semester. M, it took me until second semester of junior year to find my lifelong friends. Ingrid, I still haven't figured out the bus system. Joshua, the environment and friends I've found at Mac helped me to kick my harmful drug habit. Jesse, being part of the women's cross-country teams at Mac helped me deal with my body image issues a lot. May, I have an eating disorder, and eating at Cafe Mac is a struggle. Morgan, I was 21 before I was diagnosed with ADD. James, I'm still learning to rock with the things that are beyond my control.
Irene, I forgot to bring any socks to campus with me last fall. Ivy, my parents aren't able to visit Minnesota. We aren't financially stable, so I would always cry when it was family weekend. Margaret, my older brother has autism, so going home for me involves a lot of time caring for him and his basic needs. If you're also a caretaker at home, I feel you. Elika, I call my mom every day. Elizabeth, being in a straight passing relationship makes me feel self-conscious about identifying as bi. Grace, I feel like I am constantly having an inner conflict with my sexuality and my religious beliefs. Mina, being Jewish went from being one of my most uncomfortable identities when I was a kid to being one of my favorites now, thanks in large part to Macalester. Chris, my parents are currently getting a divorce. Jackson, I fell asleep during multiple Zoom lectures, but I was able to overcome the virtual barrier and earn an A in that class. Corey, I like taking naps between classes. 20 to 30 minutes is the best. Joe, I'm stretching myself too thin this semester, and I'm scared.
Siri, I sleep with a giant stuffed rabbit. His name is Bob. Anaya, I enjoy spending time with my friends at home just as much as I enjoy spending time with my friends at Mac. Teddy, I have a complicated relationship with my family and have spent my summers in St. Paul since first year. Rachel, in college, I've made friends for life, but I've also learned to be more comfortable with being alone. Adri, I still sit alone in Cafe Mac sometimes, and that's okay. Steph, I'm a ramen noodle connoisseur thanks to the 30 Mac kitchen. Kaylee, I attended the spring sampler last year with every intention of committing to another school, but Mac is my perfect fit and I can't imagine being anywhere else. Millie, I was waitlisted for Macalester and I didn't know if I would be smart enough for this institution. Now I hold multiple leadership positions and have been told by professors that I bring a lot of insight to my classes. Hannah C. I am a senior and I still get imposter syndrome. Sally, I like to go to parties, but most of the time I just drink water. Ayana, you can be a shy extrovert and an outgoing introvert. Macalester has every type of person and they can teach you so much about themselves and you if you just listen.
Andrew, it was so relieving to come to Mac and have my gender identity respected with no hesitancy. It was my first time feeling that. Max, I feel like I can't identify with as a mixed Asian POC because I appear white. Anna, my learning difference has negatively shaped the way I see myself, and I am still struggling to overcome that. Emiliano, I struggle accepting who I am as a person. Gabby, my mental health struggles prevent me from being as intensely involved in extracurriculars as many of my peers. I'm learning to be okay with that. Elise, I was terrified during orientation that I would never find my people, but every summer and semester at Mac, I find more and more. Hannah L. I worry that I focus too much on academics and miss out on valuable experiences with my friends. Lily, my sophomore year, I started getting help from the Disability Services Office. Olivia, I am autistic, neurodivergent, and disabled.
Ellen, I realized I was trans and began transitioning during my first year of college. Elliot, Cafe Mac is probably the best place to show off your outfits. Bow, girls here got me straight up shy. Emma, I swore that I wouldn't download TikTok as a senior in college, but now here I am binging a few hours a day. Whoops. Kiara, I wasn't sure if Mac was the right choice until the end of first semester. Sometimes I'm still not sure. Mia, I hope to move out of the US as soon as I graduate from Macalester. Lydia, I slip and fall down in the winter a lot. Leah, Minnesota winter isn't that scary. Make sure you get a good coat and boots. Oliver, my extracurriculars in college changed from what they were in high school. Eleanor, I majored in what I was interested in high school, but now that I'm almost done with college, I am not sure if I want to enter that field.
Malin, I have a member of my immediate family who is struggling with alcoholism. Hannah S. I started tearing up during my first meeting with my FYC because I was terrified I would hate the class and not make any friends. Of course, I ended up loving it and meeting my two best friends. Connor, I wish I'd started therapy fall semester of my first year. Emmanuel, the place I go to find peace near campus is the Mississippi River. Tommy, sometimes I like to take walks by myself at midnight after a fresh snowfall. David, The allure of a real winter is no longer attractive after living in Minnesota. Ruby, when I can't sleep, I watch pirated reruns of Adventure Time. Katie, I just miss my cat so much. Manal, I just want to hug my friends. Screw you, Miss Rona. Kat, I've changed a lot over my 4 years at Macalester. I have grown to accept myself, my disabilities, and my beautiful gender queerness. I have fallen deeply in love and grown alongside my best friends, and I am so proud of the person I know myself to be now. Malia, going to MAC made me realize how imperfect the world is, but that everything is still going to be okay.
Thank you so much to our orientation leaders for providing those statements. We hope that you can see that you are not alone in your feelings, experiences, or identities. There's no one way to do college, and we want you to know that Macalester can be a home for you. You'll learn about the many resources that are available to you across orientation, and your Scottish houses are a space for you to learn about these resources and explore these topics. Your Scottish houses will all meet at 2 p.m. Central Time today over Zoom. The link to your house's Zoom meeting was sent to you, but if you're not sure how to log in and meet with your house, please email orientation@macalester.edu and one of us will help you. And with that, thank you for joining us today and welcome to your life at Mac.